all of our great speakers today, they challenge us. They do. It doesn't feel good to be challenged. It doesn't feel good to be stretched. It's like starting a new diet. For my ladies, I was a size 18. So when I speak to Charisse about, continuing on and staying focused and really making changes with her life, I speak from experience. We've been married 25 years. My husband pastored for 12 years. Every issue in the book, you can name it, we faced it as a couple, individually. I think what I love most about Charisse is her transparency. Because we can't make change in our life without being transparent, being real with ourselves. And I love what my husband said today about our spirit. God is the one that actually, he puts those things in us. He puts those desires in us to want more. We are the ones that, we feel like we're not enough or we're not capable, and we actually get upset with people because they desire more. That we hang around people. I admire the doctor today for even sharing his story, because even though he stopped working in the practice, right, in the practice because of due to his injury, he didn't stop. He didn't have a pity party, have a woe is me, and say, I'm done, I'm gonna stay home, and not continue to live out, the purpose that God had in his life. He said, you know what, there's another avenue. There's something else for me to do. But so many of us, we get stuck in our situations because of circumstances that we had to face in our life, hard times, the loss of a loved one, or maybe our upbringing, whatever it may be. We feel like we just can't get out of the rut we're in, and we immediately shut down, and we get into this box. And I've been there. I've been that person where you fall into a cocoon, and it feels good after a while to be to yourself, where you don't want to be around anyone else. Because being around other people sometimes can challenge you, and sometimes you just don't even want to hear that. You don't even want to hear that you need to make a change. You yourself already know. Why? Because God's love, whether you're a believer or not, God's love for you is still unctioning you to say, get up. And my testimony is when I was that size 18 girl, married and completely miserable with my life. Mind you, we were pastoring during that time. I looked in the mirror one day and I said, who is this woman? We look in the mirror and we say, what happened to me? Like, this was not who I was supposed to be. Whatever it is, we've all had an image in our minds, maybe when we were growing up, what we expected to be or become. And I had not been that woman. I was in my 20s and completely miserable. And the scripture that God put on my heart for everyone today is, for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we work with a lot of people that come to the studio, transformations, even though we both compete. Charisse competes. We love competition, we love fitness, we love bodybuilding, but at the end of the day, it's nothing outside of seeing someone transform their life and walking out the plan and purpose that God has for them. I love to see a woman come, and whether she's dropped 5 pounds, 10 pounds, it doesn't matter to me. To see her becoming the woman that she was created to be, making her happy, and then seeing her happy, and seeing that her children benefit from her happiness. Her spouse benefits from her happiness. When you can see a person really walking out that plan and purpose that God has intended for them, that is, to me, the victory. The trophies are great. That's just the cherry on top. The transformation in her life happened a long time ago. This transformation, when she started transforming, she had already won. And I feel that what we have to do is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We have to actually look in the mirror. And sometimes when we look, we don't see, like she was saying, we don't see what other people see. We're so busy looking at the flaws. But it's because we're looking at our inside. We're looking at who we know we are on the inside. Like she was saying, she had a mask on the outside, but she was somebody different on the inside. And today, I want you to really, all of us today, as we end, really look at yourself for who you are and say, you know what? This is not where I was created to be. in this place. Even where you feel like you've arrived, there's still more for me to go, like Cherie said. I'm not done yet. And don't allow people to make you feel uncomfortable for dreaming. Don't allow people to make you feel uncomfortable because what you've envisioned for yourself seems like it's too much for them. Guess what? I have plenty of women that come to me and they say, man, I'm going through a difficult time with my spouse. They've been unfaithful, they've experienced things, and I don't ever tell anyone what to do with their life. So I just say, you know what? Pray about it. Let God lead you. And however you feel led in your heart, that's what you need to do. Because I know that God has given us all, first of all, a measure of faith, but then not only that, what He's equipped her to do may not be what He's equipped me to do. So maybe there are things in her life that she can handle that I wouldn't be able to tolerate. We have to, number one, look at ourselves in the mirror, stay in our own lane, right? Because it makes no sense for me to tell her, Cherise, you're losing too much weight, you need to stop. I need to work on myself. I need to work on me, you know? I can't worry about what she's doing. And then, like she was saying, how can I help someone else if I'm not where I need to be? And so it all begins with us being honest, being transparent, looking in the mirror and saying, these are the areas that I'm weak in. If I need to get some help mentally, I'm not emotionally stable, I'm having negative thoughts about myself, about my family, about my future, get some help. To me, the person that's weak is the one that stays down. The strong person is the one that goes and seeks help. If it's mentally, if it's, I need to see someone about nutrition, or whatever it is, about the way that I'm eating, the way I'm caring for myself. I need to see a life coach, which is what, my husband Ty is. He's pastor for 12 years, he's a bodybuilder, but at the end of the day, he cares about you transforming your life. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna look like him, look like Cherise. No, we are striving to be the best version of ourselves, whatever that may be, And so today, this was about challenging you. And I love Cherise's transparency, and that's what we can all glean from this butterfly lifestyle. When I called her that, and though she didn't like it, mind you, let me tell you, when I met this girl, I'm being transparent when I say, oh my goodness, she is difficult. She came with attitude. I was trying to help her. Whole lot of attitude. And I know it was because, you know what it was? It was because how she was feeling on the inside. I didn't know that at the time. Sometimes we get so angry at people because of, I can't believe they're treating me like this. But they're treating you a certain way, but it's because of how they're feeling within themselves. And I had to get past that. And I said, Lord, help me to love this girl, because right now, it's not happening. But we continued to work together, and she blossomed, and she was that butterfly to me. She had a metamorphosis. It was a transformation before me. And it was like I said, Cherise, you know what? Just when they see you on stage, show the judges who you are. Now, what do you want them to remember you by? What is it? Forget about the physical. What story do you want the judges to see? So when you're out and about and you're walking on your daily life, what is it that you want people to see about you? Forget about the physical. Forget about your past. In this moment, right now, what is it that you want to display? And we can talk all day and willow wobble in the mess. But it's time out for that. It's time out for that. When we focus too much on the negative, it keeps us from going forward. And though going against the grain, because it's not easy at first, those challenges that we have to address in our lives, it's not going to be easy. But if we never take that step forward, we can never be happy with ourselves. True happiness is when we're walking out the plan that God has for us. And all of us have a plan. God has created a plan for all of us. All of us have purpose. Every one of us. That young man right there wants a Lamborghini. That's all right. He's dreaming big already. I love it. And that's what we need to do. We can't stop dreaming. We can't allow people to shape us with their negativity. As Ty was saying, if you need to surround yourself with better company, do it, because that company corrupts our behavior. You know, those things influence us. So if we want a different mindset, we gotta surround ourselves with better. All right? Whether that's family, I'll cut you off in a minute. Because there's things for me to do, and it's time out for, it's time out for the negativity. There's enough of that already going on in the world. So it begins with us, and I believe that as we make changes, our kids are watching. As we make changes, they'll begin to emulate those changes, and they won't have to experience the same hardships we've had. Because we overcome. We'll be better men, better women for our children to see. And they say, mommy and daddy are doing it, or my mom's doing it, or my dad's doing it, I can do it too. And so let's replicate that. Let's replicate that strength. So anyway, my name is Joanna. Thank you for having us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having us.